Hi there. I hope everybody had an awesome Thanksgiving week for those of you that have celebrated. And if not, I just hope you all had a great week, no matter an awesome week, no matter what. So this week's topic, we are going to talk about a very small verbal tweak that can have huge results in the actual actions and success and outcomes of things that we want to either for ourselves or other people. So this one is great for both speaking the language that your brain understands so that it will motivate you and get you to take the actions that you want to take because you're speaking the same language that your brain understands. But also that means you're speaking the language that other people's brains understand. And so that means they will be able to give you the actions and the results that you are looking for as well as yourself. So the beautiful thing about this week's tip is that it is useful as a parent, it is useful as a manager or a leader, and it is also useful for yourself to get your own self motivated and moving forward and taking the actions that you want to take for yourself and making those changes and all those sorts of things. So this is like a well-rounded, useful tool when it comes to communication and getting action and the right, accurate action that you want out of other people. So those are how we're going to use what we are going to use today. And here's what it is. It sounds pretty easy. It may take a little bit of practice, but basically what we're going to do is we're going to just focus on saying what we actually want, asking for and using the verbiage around what you actually want versus talking about what you don't want. So very often, and especially when it comes to self-improvement, parenting, and managing or leading others, we so very often see what we don't want out of them or ourselves, and that's what we verbalize. We say, don't do that again. That's not acceptable. You need to stop doing this. Here's the problem with putting the focus on what the thing is that we no longer want, is that that is the only thing that our brains hear. So here is an example. Here is a little whatever thing to play with to show you exactly what I'm talking about and why this works, why this technique works. So right now, in this moment, I invite you to do not, under any circumstances, imagine a purple elephant with a pink tutu. No matter what you do, and as we talk during this time together, do not picture an elephant with a long, beautiful trunk that happens to be purple wearing a pink tutu. Do not imagine that elephant traipsing around. Do not imagine that purple elephant with a pink tutu dancing around on their humongous feet. Do not picture a purple elephant with a pink tutu. How successful were you in getting yourself to not picture that purple elephant with a pink tutu? Virtually impossible. And I suspect if there are a few of you out there that were able to fight it off as much as you can, it was because you were coming up with a very purposeful, different image to put in its place. And so that's exactly what we're talking about. So when we are parenting, when we are managing ourselves as well as others, it's about putting the focus on what you actually do want from the person or self versus focusing on what you do not want. So for instance, if you are having a problem with your child, whatever it is, hitting their sibling, right? And so the continual focus on don't hit, 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 don't hit. What they're hearing is hit, hit, hit. Okay, hit, 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 hit. Stop the hitting, but it's still about the hitting. And what they really need is a solution. They need to know what to substitute the hitting with. So that's when the verbiage goes from stop hitting to use your words. Tell me what you need. Tell them what you need. Or walk away, or whatever it is that you want them to do. The idea here is telling them what to do and stay away from the what not to do. And it's the same thing with self. If you're working on some type of, tick or some type of verbal thing or something that you want to work on with yourself, or even a management tool type of thing, you have to actually take the time and make specific. What is the specific results that you want? And that's where the focus goes. It doesn't go on the whole world of what you don't want. It narrows down. Tell me what you do want. Tell yourself what you do want. Tell your children what you do want. Tell your team what you do want. Keeping the focus on the do and totally backing away from the do not. So that verbiage is what's substituted in there. They're hearing continually what you do want them to do so that they can focus on it and have a tangible goal that they can work towards. So that's today's tip, is be specific, be accurate, and take the don't out of your language. Take it completely out. Your brain doesn't process the don't part. Your brain doesn't process the not part. It only processes the real actions, the real thing that you can picture and describe. So putting a do in or don't in front of it just makes us still picture what you don't want. So you want to focus on what you do want. So that's today's tip. Practice that this week. Let me know how it goes. Sometimes it's hard to find what the do is. And if that's the case, reach out to me. I'll help you find your do. I'll help you find that verbiage that you continually use with yourself, with your children, with your team, with whoever it is, so that you continually use the do verbiage and pull away from the not verbiage. Let me know what you think. Follow, share, subscribe, do all the things, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.